video. Oh my god, my face. I guess my name is Liana. Well, it's not a guess. My name is Liana. I'm being there a little bit early because I scared them yesterday if I was coming or not. Because I'm usually early, but yesterday I was just not. And today is the 27th of February. This may be uploaded today. I don't know. I guess is for this channel, I was thinking about changing my channel name. Not that I hate it or anything, but like I was thinking about like, you know, the purpose of like branding and making it into a business. And I don't think that for generally, why my voice is like that, I don't know. I don't like it when a car is like right in front of me. Well, they don't even care what I'm talking about. But will I change my channel name? I will, because I wanted to make it more, so with like my job and just like my life. And then I always talk about like wanting to do like career, like just talk about like my career goals and things like that. Maybe I need water. Now, my life, my career right now, my job right now is something I thought I would never be. I guess that's why you should be careful of saying never say never, right? Because I told myself I would never become a lifeguard. And here I am now, going to be trained to be a swim instructor. Now I like working in kids. Like working with kids. I've worked with kids before, but it's in a different capacity because it's not church and it's with swimming. Why I thought I would never, you know, be a good lifeguard or, you know, swim instructor in general was like because I never thought I was like capable enough to teach somebody, you know. And I've never gotten like disrespect from anybody, like from any kid or anybody like that. It's just I do realize that young of an age, they have a hard time listening, and it's not more so like, you know, they're being disrespectful. They're thinking that swim lessons are playtime, and that's where like that's going to be the difference in for me, because like with certain things like how they want to like keep bobbing their head underwater, I'm gonna have them sit under the wall, sit on the wall, because whenever time I would need to like try to show them something, I don't want them to keep going underwater. And I don't like that as well too, because I have watched the lifeguard videos of submerging and things like that, and I don't like them. I had to sit a kid up on the wall because he keep doing that, and when I was shadowing with it, they keep doing their own thing, and like I'm like trying to teach them and they keep swimming and playing and stuff, and then they'll be like, well, I'm not playing. Well, you kind of are, because you're doing your own thing, and I'm trying to, you know, explain what we're doing, and y'all keep doing your own thing, you know. So it's the whole thing, like I'm gonna try to relate like with school, like say like what happens at school if you disrespect a teacher or if you don't listen to a teacher, you know, or how does the teacher feel when they have to keep repeating something because a kid won't listen, type thing, you know, because I was in their shoes just like 10 years ago, so I know where they're coming from when you know, with school and things of that nature. And I was in their position, you know, having swim lessons and stuff. And so I think that's why I quit as well too, because of this frustration. Because personally, I think that I would have probably benefited with private lessons as well. but my parent mother didn't care about my needs and things in order to succeed. And so I quit out of frustration. And so now that I'm getting back into swimming, and I see that I understand why I love the water in the first place. And so my goal is to there's a stick behind the truck carrying whatever. But yeah, now I'm gonna get my swim instructor certification, and then I think I want to also get my other certification where I'm able to teach lifeguard lessons as well. But I have to get my deep guard, and the pool's working again, hopefully. So like within the next week or so, I'm hoping that I can do it again and get it. So like I said the last time with that issue was like it's the time getting there and then me grabbing it underwater because I got fucking tiny hands and the brick is thicker than my hand. And so I just think that, it is what it is. So like for the future of my channel, not more so like I want to be like, my main focus isn't YouTuber, influencer type thing. I don't need that on me. I don't need that like attention for myself. I never want to put myself where because like my channel isn't for a child, and so like I don't want to be like, oh well, I have 1 million people watching me, I need to be who I'm not. I'm gonna stay who I am. I'm not gonna change whatsoever. If anything, I'm gonna just, my personality isn't gonna change, but the way I think and the way I operate may change, because this is strictly for business purposes. I made that mistake in the beginning with my journey on YouTube, where I thought that making money and being an influencer would be easy, and now that's a everybody thing where everybody wants to be an influencer, be a YouTuber, try to do shit for views and stuff. And that's what I don't want to do with this channel, because I don't feel like that would be right, and I'm not serving my purpose into my career, into my lifestyle, and so I don't know, like with videos, like what type of videos I do want to do for my channel, because I do like talking videos, but I just think that I don't want to do anything that I'm not comfortable with, and to put other people in harm and putting other people in uncomfortable situations and things like that. That's why it's usually like me strictly when I vlog, or it's me strictly when I do videos, because I never want to put my phone or a camera in somebody's faces or feel like they have to be forced into, like, I don't want to make my channel like characters, like I'm not gonna put my relationship on here and then I have to explain when I really don't have to explain to people like why we broke up, right? That should just be for me and for that person, because that person don't want to share their side of what happened or whatever, I never want to make, and then that's why I don't want to vlog with my child, or vlog with children, because like they don't have the consent, and they, even if they are able, they don't know the extent of 1 million people, right? And so like I don't want to never make anybody feel uncomfortable, or they can't feel uncomfortable around me, because they'd be like, oh, Liana has a camera on, or Liana has her phone on with her trying to make videos, right? So that's why the easy like downplay is why like I share videos with my birds, because Snowflake is naturally funny on the camera, right? He's an attention whore. He likes to look at himself, so that's why there's more of Snowflake than there is Daisy, because Daisy isn't really comfortable with, you know, the camera, and I don't want her to be afraid of me because like I don't feel like she's being forced to do something, you know. So like, not that I'm favoring Snowflake over Daisy, it's just that Snowflake is comfortable with the camera, and I never want to force that you know, thing onto Daisy, because that's not Daisy's personality. Daisy is more reserved, Daisy is more quiet, right? Whereas Snowflake is loud, Snowflake is crazy, Snowflake is funny, you know. So that's why, you know, doing videos with Snowflake is easier, is because he's naturally gravitate to it, right? Where he wants to do it, you know, and Daisy doesn't have to do it, you know. I may, you know, here and there have a video of her here and there, but I never want to make anybody I don't want to ruin a relationship, and I don't want to ruin anything that will make anybody feel uncomfortable, and that's the last thing I don't want somebody to be like. And that's where like I'm afraid too with like that's why like I'm afraid too when it comes to like being teaching swim lessons as well too. I never want to single out a kid or feel like they're the weak link in a group or whatever. That's why I find it so that's why I like the private lessons. Like I love the one-on-one connection with, whereas like in the group, the reason why I really don't like group lessons is like they're easily distracted, especially with the younger kids too. Is like they'll catch on to like the fear of a child, whereas like something as like they don't want to go underwater because they're afraid to put their face in the water, whereas a kid already have done it, but they don't want to do it because they look at the kid that doesn't want to do it and feel like there's something wrong. When when the kid just did it, they don't want to do it because the kid is afraid. Like, no, like it's really difficult too when they have like that mix of like issues and stuff. And so like that is the other reason why too, with why I quit as well too, of the frustration with feeling, not necessarily that I was weak, because when I was younger, I was a strong swimmer, but I just feel like I do have my weaknesses, and that's like the same thing with school. It's like, if I have a weakness, instead of working on that weakness, or overcoming that weakness, where like it's okay for me to move on and I can come back to it, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna quit, you know, I'm not gonna just drop everything just because I failed, right? But like coming back to it will make me feel like better, and I feel like me doing this will make me a better swimmer, because I see the perspective of the younger kids in a sense, and also like with me being in their shoes, just like I said, with being like 10 years ago. So I stopped swimming when I was like maybe 13, maybe 12, because I remember I got to level 5, and I was thinking about doing the swim team, but I think it was just that my whole personal life, and then my grandmother getting sick and everything, and I was dealing with that, and then my parents' separation, because they were separated for a while, and then they got back together, and then they were separated again, and then they got divorced, and that was a headache of my life. And so like and then not necessarily like I didn't want a relationship with my father, it was just my mother. Every time like I want to talk to my father, then she gets bitchy about it, she gets mad about it, and so that's why like I wasn't talking to my dad. It was just so that to appease the peace with her, and because she's the victim in everything, and she is you know, I'm the one that was abusing and attacking her and everything. And so like that relationship is dead, where now I don't really give a fuck of who I talk to and things like that, you know. And the same thing that I'm going through, my father went through. And so, like, I just really don't care for whatever I do. I don't want nothing, no part of her, because, like, we have nothing now, or, like, I wouldn't give a shit of what happened, you know. And so, and I have good other mother figures in my life as well, too, so it's not like I'm missing out on anything, because I've had, friends, that are actually parents, but they've been a good role model in my life as well, too. And so I think that when it comes to a lot of my friends are older than me too. They're in their like 30s and 40s, but it's like a 15-year difference, so it's not like a big difference, because the kids that I'm teaching, I'm a 15-year difference too. And with the 6-year-old, I could literally be their parent, because I could have them at 20, basically beating teen pregnancy. It's hilarious to think about it. Like a whole 6-year-old, even a 3-year-old, you know, I could be their parent, you know. And so, like, you know, it's just relating of, like, reminding that, like, this isn't playtime. This isn't, like, doing your own thing, you know, because, like, reminding them back in school what happens when you disrespect a teacher, or, you know, how do you think a teacher feel if they have to repeat themselves and be like, oh, you'll get in trouble, you have to go to the principal's office, or mom and dad won't be happy. Exactly. So that's like the same, you know, that's where I'm going to try to bring them back down, and why, you know, I'll have them warm up, like, but when they're done warming up, with whatever I decide, like, the warm up is, they have to sit back on the wall, because, like, me also being neurodivergent, I don't want to repeat myself, and then them having to keep putting their face in the water and doing all of that. It's a constant headache, and I don't like them submerging at all too. So, like, the splashing and things like that, I'm gonna really try to let them try to bring back into their focus, where like, and I understand too, like, having a long day of school and things like that. That's why I did choose Monday and Wednesdays to do classes, because Monday is the beginning of the week. You know, the energy isn't, like, to a dead. And then Wednesdays is, like, the middle of the week. You know, they're excited about the weekend and whatever like that. So, like, it's not much of anything, or as any difference from Tuesdays and Thursdays, even though, like, there was an energy difference from Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know I had this one kid that I was working with, and he wasn't comprehending with the elementary backstroke that he needs to use both arms and legs to kick. It was either he wanted to do legs or arms or none, and wanted to rely on me. And I'm like, hey, like, kid, like, you can't rely on me, like, to keep you afloat. Like, every time I keep him afloat, he was sinking. I was like, you can't do that, like, with me or anybody, because we're not going to be in the pool, we're not going to be in the beach with you. You have to rely on yourself to keep afloat, you know. And another thing, he kept closing his eyes, and I'm just like, first of all, you don't need to be closing your eyes in the water. You have to listen and look of what I'm trying to understand you and teaching you. And I think he's the youngest, so I think he's about 6. He's about 6 or 8, between that age group, and the others are like 10 to like 12. So, like, it's a range. I feel like a 6-year-old still would probably need to be with the younger kids. I think that's just me, just because I do see that a 6-year-old is still closer to a 3-year-old, and they're still in that kind of baby stage, right? Whereas a 7-year-old is closer to a 10-year-old, you know, and they can operate with older age, right? I mean, even with me, because I'm different, because for me and my brother, we're like 5 years apart, 4 to 5 years apart. And I was the youngest while everybody was older than me. That's why I do have like adult friendships, because I'm used to everybody being older than me, and I'm able to talk to people older than me. And even with the boys, like I was the only girl for most of my life, and so it's easier for me to talk to guys than it is for me to talk to girls. Not that there's nothing against me wanting to have a girlfriend or anything, but the girls would always hate that I'm talking to their crush, and they'd be like, "You're talking to my man." I'm just like, first of all, his balls haven't dropped, so like, why are you? And he's not even my fucking type, okay? So, you know, he don't even like you, first of all, and secondly, he's not a man. And if your standard is if that's a man, then honey, you need a reality check. Like, go sit down somewhere, you know. And I hated that too, like, of me talking to guys and girls thinking that I like them. It's just so fucking annoying. And it's just a whole growing up thing about it too. Like, a girl can't have guy friends. Like, be fucking for real, you know. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about changing my name, my channel name, just because I feel like it's something that I want to build out of, like, especially for a business. And I don't think the name that I have now is, I may already changed it when I have this video up, just so that, but I may change it after, you know. And I do like the name, but I don't think it's gonna benefit me long term, you know. And I want something that's gonna be everlasting, and I don't have to feel like I'm going to need to, like, rebrand when I'm at 1 million subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, right? But I feel like the name that I will have will benefit me into a company or a brand or whatever the case may be. And I'm glad I have this time now to do it. But yeah, I will still keep Snowflake's profile picture up here, because he's a baby. He's my baby, and he's still gonna be like the brand face of my channel too, because he's cute. And so, yeah, I'm just so ready to be in Hawaii right now, you know. But I'll get there. But yeah, I'm still waiting. And with content moving forward, I really don't know what the direction I want to take into my topics and everything. Because, like, I really don't, like I said at the beginning, I really don't want to do anything that I feel like I'm forcing to. And with that, like, I don't want to do, like, pranks or anything like that. Will I vlog? I will definitely continue vlogging. It's just me trying to figure out a schedule. And I think that's why I'm also, like, feeling like with school, I feel like I don't have, like, a strict schedule. And I need to work out a schedule with my life, you know. And I've thought I had one, but I think the problem is my napping, because I'm so tired. Because, like, even with yesterday, like, I was, I went to the mall with my dad and my sister, and so after that, I got home, I think, around 3:30, and I woke up to like 7. I was so fucking tired. I took like a whole 3-hour nap. And so like I wanted to take a nap because I'm like exhausted from with the special ed kids, the swim lessons that I have in the mornings with them. And then I would still have my Saturday morning lessons as well too that I'm still doing. So I'm like already like, you know, locked and loaded with my routines and stuff. And I was about to be like, oh yeah, I could do Tuesdays and Thursdays too, but I forgot I'm already doing Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, you know, and every day with the special ed kids too. So I'm like, Liana, you can't over kill yourself with it. Like, you can't do everything. That's how you're gonna burn out and hate your job, and you don't want to burn out and rage quit, right? So like, I'm learning myself that I can't do everything, you know, when I already have. And I've shadowed it's been a month since I've done my Saturday classes, and then it's going to be a month, I think, sometime next week with my other classes. So, well, actually a few weeks, you know, but I don't know. I guess when they come to term, it's like, and especially whenever I do leave, it's just like I can't have what you call it? I don't know what you call it. You know. All right, I'm gonna park over here. But I don't want to exhaust myself before I leave too, because that's going to be another thing. And another thing too is that I want oh my god. All right, I don't know what the fuck that was, but where was I going? I don't want to get tired. Like, I don't even know when I'm leaving, but I want to leave at least, like, I want to work up to the week that I'm leaving, like a few days before my deployment. And I got here at 9:39, so I'm on time today. You know, because like I'm gonna have to get within that rotation and things like that. But also, I still want to do training while I'm there. I'm gonna try to find like some school and see if I can have permission, like when we're off port. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't care, but I still want to ask because I know it's not anything relating into what I want to do. But I would be like, hey, I'm a deep guard. I'm also a swim instructor, but I still want to keep up with my swimming. Am I able to like be okay in with having training off port or, you know, whatever, and be like, you know what, you can do whatever you want, Liana, you know. But I just feel like it's still important where, like, you know, I don't want to feel like it would be a Honolulu, because that part would be probably easier for everything. I don't know if I'm becoming sick. I'm hoping I'm not, but yeah, we're here. But I'm here. But other than that, I don't think it's not much to deal of everything. I feel like my thing is like I remember why I quit swimming, but I don't want to overstress myself and feel like I need to do everything. And I don't want to ever feel like I'm making a kid feel weak. Where I'm singling them out, and just with that as well too. So I'll keep, of course, y'all posted and see where things are, you know. But yeah, it's been a week since I've been 27. That's crazy. Adulting is ghetto. It really is. I don't recommend it. If you're somehow a kid or a teenager watching this, don't force growing up. It's not what you think it is. Because I thought growing up you could have free, no bedtime, but you have to be on work on time in order to keep your job. So, you know, it is what it is. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So I didn't even need to be there today. I could have stayed my ass in bed.